Startup game has been activated. Okay, we're on.
Yeah, Cookie, I took a poll in the office, and we all thought that Gravity was worth seeing in the theater.
Okay, agree to disagree. I thought it was way better on my iPod Shuffle.
Can someone please mop up that melted bronze? Someone's gonna step
So
in
then
that.
she's like, don't give me the office birthday card if there's nowhere left to sign it. She's like, where am I supposed to sign it? On the back, next to the credits, like a dog?
And if we could refrain from any sort of offensive language on set, that would be great. Just, we don't want to single out any groups. So again, if everyone could just refrain from any offensive slurs or language. Thank you.
Do you owe the IRS money and back taxes? $10,000, $20,000, $100,000? We can help. The law offices of Wilson, Hanson, Young & Associates can help you get out from under tax debt by faking your own death. It's true. For just a small fee, our lawyers...
I am Cookie Masterson, and I shaved my nipples for this, so let's hurry before it grows back. Like, we need to get moving now. Hello, you three. Would you like separate checks, or can I put this all on one bill? Handle those screws carefully. If you think an opponent doesn't know the answer, hit your screw button, and you'll force them to answer immediately. If they miss it, you win big. And our wrong answer of the game is sponsored by...
Flavored eye drops. Why let your mouth have all the fun? Flavored eye drops.
If you happen to find our sponsor's wrong answer of the game, you'll be rewarded with big prizes and cash. Okay, what are we waiting for?
Get ready, time for question one.
First question, Eat, Pray, Die. Which of these Julia Roberts characters would Jack the Ripper have been most likely to savagely murder? Erin Brockovich, Vivian Ward, Tess Ocean, or Liz Gilbert? Watch the clock. Player 1. Vivian Ward is the name of the prostitute Julia Roberts plays in Pretty Woman, and almost all of serial killer Jack the Ripper's alleged victims were female prostitutes, so he'd probably have just loved to murder her. I can see it now. He'd open the box with his knife in it, she'd reach in and he'd playfully shut it, snapping her fingers. She'd laugh, he'd laugh, then he'd kill her.
Oh, Mama, gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. Say it's all.
Here we have, If I Only Had a Brain Trust. Suppose the Scarecrow from The Wizard of Oz faced off against the Wicked Witch of the West in a public debate. If he wanted to use a straw man argument against her, what might he do? Attack the Wicked Witch's character rather than the issues? Misrepresent the Wicked Witch's position on the issues? Prove the Wicked Witch wrong using statistical data? Or interrupt the Wicked Witch before she finishes her points? Time's a-wasting! Player 3. Player 2. Hey, remember when the Scarecrow says the sum of the square roots of any two sides of an isosceles triangle is equal to the square root of the remaining side? Yeah, he was actually wrong. So you guys have that in common. Remember when the Scarecrow says the sum of the square roots of any two sides of an isosceles triangle is equal to the square root of the remaining side? Yeah, he was actually wrong. So you guys have that in common. Player 1. A straw man argument purposefully misrepresents an opponent's position in order to strike it down. Here's how I would debate the Wicked Witch. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the two candidates you see here tonight is a Wicked Witch. Thank you, I yield the rest of my time.
Dance with me, Disco 3.
Pucker up for Getting Naughty. And this dis or dat leg's being tied up. Player 3, you could use more cash. Yeah, why don't you take a crack at this one? I'm gonna read off 7 names, and for each one, you tell me if it's the name of a necktie knot or the name of a sex position recommended by Women's Health magazine. If it's a necktie knot, press the square button. If it's a sex position, press the circle button. Now, the rest of you should listen carefully. Pick your answers before Player 3 does, because if Player 3 gets it wrong, everyone who gets it right will split that cash. Cool, let's do it. The Half Windsor. The Valedictorian. The Prince Albert. You're way out of position. My usual sex position is also the way I usually tie a tie, alone in front of a mirror. Coming up, shop till everyone drops. Say at Christmas time, every single item at your local mall sells out. According to a popular grim fairy tale, which of these stores has the best chance to be magically stocked overnight by hardworking elves? Foot Locker, Radio Shack, Victoria's Secret, or Lens Crafters? Player 1, not much. Player 2. Ow. Players 1 and 3. In the grim fairy tale, The Elves and the Cobbler, a poor shoemaker is given some much-needed help by elves who appear in the middle of the night. And while the shoemaker made a nice profit, the elves were trampled to death on Black Friday. How about Okia Dokia? If you're driving between company headquarters, which trip should be the shortest? IKEA to Kia, Kia to Nokia, Nokia to IKEA, or IKEA, Nokia, and Kia headquarters are exactly the same distance apart. Watch your time! Player 3? You got it. No, you didn't. Player 1. Nokia is based in Finland, and IKEA is based right next door in Sweden. Kia is based in South Korea. Whether it's phones, furniture, or cars, if it's got Kia in the name, you know it's gonna be cheap. I mean inexpensive. Inexpensive! That'll wrap up round 1, and Player 1 is winning. Let's see if they stay there. Don't forget, all the questions in round 2 are worth double. And let's see some screwing out there. You didn't come here to make friends. Here's a good one. Muscle milk was a bad choice. Say the news team from the Anchorman films decides to run a relay race against a rival news team. If Ron Burgundy is his team's anchor, when will he run? Before Brick, Brian, and Champ? After Brick and Brian, but before Champ? Before Brian and Champ, but after Brick? Or after Brick, Brian, and Champ? Watch your clock! Player 1. In a relay race, the anchor, usually the fastest runner, goes last. And they would probably promote the race so incessantly that by the time it actually took place, you wouldn't be that interested in seeing it anymore.
Question 7. Get up and shake your monkey bang.
Take a good look at... Guess who's Dak? Dak again. You know, I'm not an optimist, but I have to say, I feel like things have been going pretty well with the game so far.
Send Daddy for da-da-da-knee.
Oh no, my old ventriloquist puppet, Billy O'Brien!
One's made of skin, one's made of wood, so who's the dummy?
Not me. Billy, the whole creative team here decided to not include you in this game because you're too much of a troublemaker.
Troublemaker? Me? No, I just got back from traveling the world, studying all the profound teachings of titular world spiritual leaders. For instance, which titular religious group was founded by someone with the last name of Smith? Protestants, Episcopalians, Trustitarians, or Nornuns?
Player 2, clock's a-ticking. Players 1 and 3. The Mormon religion was founded in the 1800s by Joseph Smith.
In America.
So, which was your favorite religion you studied?
Well, I particularly like the ones that preach about reincarnation. Someday, I hope to come back as a beautiful coffee table.
Follow me down to the sea.
I call this one Orcas 11. Say I wanted to go around freeing the killer whales from every SeaWorld location in the world. How many separate rescue missions would I need to go on? 3 rescue missions, 4 rescue missions, 5 rescue missions, or 6 rescue missions? Players 1 and 2. Well, look who's wrong now. Player 3. There are 3 SeaWorlds, 1 in San Diego, 1 in San Antonio, and 1 in Orlando. So you would need to go on 3 separate rescue missions. Well, that sounds like a lot of traveling. Maybe I'll just pay that kid from Free Willy to do it. Something tells me he could use the cash. Take a stab at Kangaroo, Peanuts, Albert Einstein, or Uranus.
Kangaroo, peanut, Albert Einstein, or Uranus.
The name of Jeff Dunham's purple-skinned puppet. Kangaroo, Peanuts, Albert Einstein, or Uranus. Players 1, 2, and 3. His name is Peanut. I have to admit, people who talk through ventriloquist puppets kind of creep me out.
That you talk through me?
Quiet, Billy. Stop trying to get me to kill people.
Whoa, now you're creeping me out, man.
Open wide for the midnight run to the bathroom. According to Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, how would Paul Revere secretly signal to you that he has to pee in the sea? I have to do a number 1 in a 1. I have to do a number 1 in a 2. I have to do a number 1 in a 3. Or, I have to do a number 2 in a 1. Player 2, watch that clock. Players 1 and 3. According to Henry Wadsworth Longfellow's poem, Paul Revere's Ride, Paul's signal for the British was 1 if by land, 2 if by sea. And as we all know, a number 1 is a P. And Americans would have known about the British sooner if he hadn't stopped for a number 4. You don't even want to know what that is. Step right up to the Jack Attack. When you see 2 clues that match, press the X button. 2,000 if you're right, but if you're wrong, you lose 2,000. And most importantly,
Remember the clue.
it's gotta be a match that fits this clue. This plus this equals that. What new thing do these combine to make? Good luck. win! Way to go, Player One. That must have been a very exciting win for you. I only say that because it looks like you don't get out much. Here's something else I say.
You don't know Jack!
Hello, I'm Phil Incasty. Are you like me or hundreds of others across the country that suffer from a debilitating fear of...